guys, and how you doing? It's a beautiful morning. It's raining outside, and I thought today, because a friend of mine needs a lot of help with getting some stuff finished, we would do some builds, and we'll do a step-by-step build of, are you ready for this? I would put a drum roll in, but I haven't got one. We're going to be working on some Rhinos, but we're going to be working on the Mark Mark 1 Rhino, which is the pre-heresy or crusade variant Rhino. So what do we get with this? Well, we get all sorts of bits and pieces. We get the ram that goes at the front, we get the side hatches which are over there, and we get the left and right hull pieces, and also the front piece. And the only difference here is that it's no longer a square door, it's a round door, and the exhaust vents that are either side are rounded instead of the almost squarish type with the round on the top. And normally they're molded into the actual side pieces themselves, but our ones, because this is all resin, these sections here, they basically flip onto the side, and it's as easy as that. So let's do a step-by-step build of a Rhino. Okay guys, so let's start. See you in a sec. Okay guys, so here we are. Now what we're looking to do is we're taking a basic Rhino chassis and we're putting it together so it's at this standard. Okay, so we're not looking to build the entire thing. What we're looking to do is we're looking just to build it to this standard. So the hatches on the top pieces, the two side pieces, and the bottom stick together, and then we have the back door which is firmly in place. Now we're not going to be opening this back door, it's just going to be there for the aesthetic look, just so it's all closed. Now we've got two that we're doing, and what we're going to do now is we're going to take our fronts that we've pre-prepared. So we've cleaned them up, they're ready to slot on, and they're ready to go onto the main front. Now these are different from the standard because the standard just has an eye slot with a guard that goes over the top of it to protect it. This one, the old style, was two separate slots, eye slots, and that's where the cabin is. So we're going to basically stick these on the front, and they just slot into place like so. And it's nice and simple. So let's use our glue. Now I'm using Rocket Rapid for this because I need an instant bond, and this goes off within 5 to 10 seconds. Apply it liberally where you need to. I love this stuff. I've got to say I'm a big fan of Deluxe Materials stuff, so I tend to use a lot of their glue. Now be careful, remember you've stuck it on, you've stuck the glue on, you're going to have a little bit of spillage, and what I generally do is just take my finger and rub it over the top and then clean it off on a cloth, because what I don't want is it all over my fingers, because I don't want you sticking your hands to anything you shouldn't do. Right, I'm going to take my activator, just spray it. This will speed up the process, and it's done. So there you go, that's the first part. Now we're going to do the same to the other side. We're just going to take our glue, we're going to run it along the inside edge and along the bottom like so. We're going to take that, we're going to put it into here, we're going to stick that down, make sure it's all okay and it's where we want it. We're going to take our activator. If you don't have activator, don't worry about it. I just use activator because it speeds up the process, and it means I can get on with other things. Now do remember to wash your hands because it's a chemical, you don't want to ingest it in any way. Ideally you should be wearing a mask as well, but because I'm an old idiot I don't tend to wear them, only when I'm spraying stuff, big stuff. Okay, and I'm far away from the fumes at this very point in time. Okay, so now we're taking our side pieces. Now I've prepped these, cleaned these up. Make sure you take out the bits that are in between here. It's just the flashing you need to clean out. And these are quite simple. They literally slot over the top like so. Now these are going to replace, and you'll hear that satisfying click, these replace the edging or the side panels that you have already for your Rhino, and gives it that pre-heresy era look. So I'm going to take a bit of my glue, I'm going to plonk it on the top, a bit there, a bit in there like so. I'm very liberal when it comes to glue. As long as you don't get it on everything, you could be alright. and you should be all right. Okay, so you want that satisfying click into place. Let it dry. You can again use your activator, just spray it in the inside, just leave it for a second or two, and there, it's done. Now you could put glue in the inside of this, but you really don't need to, because it will hold. It's really good stuff, and you could do it along the edging, but you know what, you're going to be fine as long as you've got plenty of glue in the right places. This will hold fast. Okay, we're going to spin it around, and we're going to do the same to the other side. Now we're just dry fitting it to make sure it fits, because there's always a little bit of warpage within resin. Oh, there you go, that's an email being sent to me. There's always a little bit of warpage within resin, so be prepared for that. You need to fix that before going on. We are going to be okay with this one, so we're just going to take our glue. We're going to put a bit of glue on there. We're going to put a bit of glue on there, like so, like so, like so. Just do that, and I'm going to run a little bit over this edge. I don't mind if it runs in the inside, because it is on the inside. Now I'm going to take it, stick it on. We're listening for that satisfying click, which we've already got. I'm just going to hold this edge down because there's a little bit of a warpage on this side, but I'm going to spray it, so that's going to hold it in place. Now things like that we can clean up once it's on. Okay, so that's what we want to do. Okay, so this is what we're going for the next step. It's a nice basic easy step. We're just putting our side panels on, front panel connected to the main hull, which is a standard GW Rhino hull. So I'm going to finish off the other one, and we'll move on to the next step. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay guys, so here we are. The next step is to put on the hatch sections that go on the top, and fix up the bolters that go inside. Now the nice thing about these is on the original one, it had which they followed to suit, they've kept the bolter concept, that a single bolter on each hatch, so in the driver compartment the guys could fire them off, which I kind of like, because it kind of fits in with modern day support weapons fitted on top of vehicles, that if you're hidden you can operate it from within inside the vehicle instead of sitting out on the top. So we're going to be gluing these into place. Now I've already put the turret sections, or the hatch sections, together, so the top bit fixes onto the bottom bit, because I'm taking it as read that basically my mate doesn't want the hatches open on this one, with a guy dangling out the top, because I should imagine he's saving that for the bigger vehicles. Now we had a monster night last night of just building tons and tons of Rhinos, Land Raiders, some of the other stuff, so you'll be able to see on his channel very soon. Jay Jackson, I think he's going to be changing his name to Route, I think that's what it is, but you'll see. Anyway, so here we are, all done. Now you'll notice that the hatches have targeting systems either side, so make sure when you put these on that you put them on either side, and you don't just glue them like in the wrong places. Put them on either side, they look much nicer like that. Now I'm not going to glue these down, because I kind of like the aesthetic feel that if he wants, he can, you know, basically move them left and right, and we're going to do the same on that side and the same on that side. Now it's up to him, he can glue those into place later, but what we do need to do, which is another exciting part, is add the exhaust. Now what we've got is the exhaust fitted on the side just like this, and that's what we're looking to do. Now there's a little groove cut out on the exhaust and a little nodule there, so what we're going to do, I'm just going to put this down for a second. I'm going to be putting my glue on just there and just there. Now I'm expecting it to spread a little, because that's going to happen, but it should hold it in place. Now just make sure when you're looking at it that it is straight, because the last thing you want is it to be wonky. That kind of looks good from where I'm looking. and I'm not looking through the lens. If I was looking through the lens, I'd get that, and that looks fine. That looks fine. Okay, so we're going to do the same on this side. In fact, I'm going to put the glue on here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little dab on the side, just so I can put my little bit like that in there. That's going to connect up on there. So look, that's the hatches not stuck down. I'm going to leave that for him to do because I don't know what he wants to do. Right, always a pain. There we go. Okay, so let's just wait for that to dry. In fact, I might add some activator to that just to speed up the process. That looks quite straight from where I'm looking. It might not do from where you're looking. Just not the camera there, I do apologise. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Now I'm going to get on with the rest of these and get these done. And then we're going to move on to the side hatches, get those stuck down, and then the tracks, and then finally the end piece will be the ram, or I think it's a ram that goes on the front, and then we are done, which is fantastic. So I'll see you in a second. Hi guys, and welcome back. Okay, so what have we done? We have, I forgot to turn the camera off, and I just went ahead and, or turn the camera on I should say, and went ahead and stuck the doors in anyway. So what you're going to find is you're going to have to just file down around the gaps in the where the two pieces meet, and they will eventually basically fit in. I love the hatches on these things, I really do. I get excited about hatches. I get excited about anything in model making. What am I talking about? But anyway, so once the hatches, once the hatches are done, the next step is to move on to the tracks. Now I'm going to put the tracks in before you add this in, because you're going to find it very difficult to get those last tracks in with that in the way. So I'm going to go ahead, do the tracks, we're going to come back to it, and hopefully it'll all be finished. So I'll see you very... Okay guys, so here we are, it's finally done, and I've got to say, really lovely little models to do. There's not much difference in the size and the style, except for a few bits and pieces from the basic Rhino. And I've got to say, nicely done. Nice and easy, got them out of the way. So what have we done on here? We've added the tracks on either one, and we've added the front plough. Now, the only noticeable difference is the lighting. So where the lights originally were up at the top, they've now moved down to just here. So as you can see, they're there. And that's it completed. So guys, I will see you very, very soon.